You are welcome once again to the Guru's Perspective. We are just talking of this certificate from Chicago, either Chicago State University or University of Chicago. Oh, but don't forget, before we go ahead, they are not the same. If it is from Chicago State University, it's different from University of Chicago. But is that supposed to be our problem at this point in time? Let us jump that one. We can jump across it. But not without telling you that please subscribe to this channel, Golden the Guru YouTube channel. Listen, like, drop your comments, please, at the comment box and share. Let it go. If you like what you are hearing here, if you like the facts as they are being brought out raw here, why don't you allow others? Push them across in your groups and individual, please share it. So you are welcome back. We just finished by talking about the certificate or no certificate, Atiku battle or not Atiku battle, of what profane advantage with his battle and the attendant results bring upon the case that is now pending before the Supreme Court of Nigeria. We need to know all these facts. But beyond that was the revelation made by Atiku Abubakar when he was talking to the world press. He said Bola Tinubu betrayed him. And I did expect, really, that people should ask what type of betrayal, which he explained it, but that was not the betrayal. There was a very, very big betrayal that is driving Atiku Abubakar. Yes, it can be said that Ahmed Bola Tinubu betrayed him. But was there any agreement written that if you can do this, then this will be the compensation you will get? On the hidden betrayer, you need to know the betrayer because you are not you haven't gotten access to what now is being referred to as betrayal. I will repeat it 100 times. There was a betrayal. But what was the agreement in lieu of, okay, then I will do this or you will do this? Let us first of all talk about the betrayal before we return back to the issues of the certificate and the likely benefits it might bring to bear in what the Supreme Court will be deciding without interfering. Because that word, subjudice, I'm running away from it. I did run well, no, because I don't want to go to Kirikiri at this age. But to the betrayer. The betrayer wasn't at any primaries where PC said to Yaradua, either the first Yaradua, who was the vice president to head of military head of state, Olusegun Obasanjo. It is something also, what are those years? Or this junior Yaradua who became president. No. When Bola Tinubu became governor of Lagos State, there was a terrible petition that was submitted to the president, President Olusegun Obasanjo. Don't forget, in the beginning, the first tenure of Olusegun Obasanjo as democratically elected president of Nigeria, he left the economy and everything that has to do with the economy in the hands of Atiku Abubakar totally. He told him, Turaki, manage everything. He was just approving, not without vetting, because that man, Olusegun Obasanjo, to work with him and meet his expectations is a difficult thing because he's an advanced reader. He knows senses, he knows history. He has respect for senses of history. And he will read a page over and over. At the time, he was a speechwriter. It was later he picked the late Ojoma Deke, who later became Minister for Youth Sports and Culture, before he became Minister of Transport, before he became Minister of Foreign Affairs, before he ended up being an ambassador to Canada. Olusegun Obasanjo can be very, very keen and thorough with whatever he's doing. That's number one. Number two, as I have always referred to him, Olusegun Obasanjo is one person I know that is a phenomenon. It's a principality and power. Either it's one of the rulers of darkness in higher places, I wouldn't know. But it's a man you can treat with levity to your own destruction. Please, pay respect. He might not be right at all times. No. But that man, as by ordination of God, there are few people created like that. They are very, very few for any given generation. But that is not where I'm going today. He left everything for Atiku Abubakar. So when this petition arrived from some Lagosians and some other people, the petition was passed on to Atiku Abubakar as the vice president. Are you still following the trajectory? Are you listening? Please, listen to the trajectory. This was when some people in Lagos rose to say they will not accept Bola Tinubu as their governor because he is not a Lagosian. And if you want to know the beginning of that story, you will have to travel back. I give you a typical example. Purple, is it Purple Street they call it, where Fela's shrine used to be in Ikeja. There was a man who lived in that area. The man name was Tinubu. And this man moved later to Victoria Island. At a particular street, Victoria Island now, the last house to the right was where the man lived. The man was a lawyer and the man was a police officer. But he lived very, very royally. He lived like a king. Let me stop that there. So when this petition arrived, it was now referred to. And the petition was signed by some top Lagosians. Unfortunately, most of those people who signed it were part of those in the beginning who accepted Bola Tinubu as, I'm talking of Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Then, in the beginning, when he was accepted as of the Tinubu, when the Tinubu I mentioned, I will bring his name next time because I want us to assimilate this gradually so we know where the betrayal came to be established. Most of them agreed in a sworn affidavit for preparation of passport for Ahmed Tinubu to travel out of the country. That is our own. But with time, with the fortune that brightly came upon Bola Tinubu in his sojourn, I am not going to go into the navigational route of what happened while he was sojourning in America or not. So he now found himself, and within time, he became the #1 contender. And Lagos State governorship was welcoming him, beckoning for him, welcome. Before a few of those in the beginning who said he's of our own, now changed their mind to say he's no more of our own. And when the petition arrived in the office of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, occupied then by Atiku Abubakar, what happened? Atiku Abubakar pushed this petition for thorough investigation. His minute on it was, must be investigated thoroughly and bring all the facts of it to bear. And this petition happened to fall in the hand of a top police officer, who is today the King of Lagos, Obakilu. And the king, when he was not yet king then, please quote me well. The police officer now went and looked at the whole thing. Then he told Atiku Abubakar that, sir, this thing cannot really be brought to be unless my boss knows about it. And who is the boss? Papa Smith, the retired as Inspector General Police, who just retired recently, retired again recently, or let me not use retirement 2 times, who until recently was the chairman of the Police Service Commission. And Papa Smith was brought into the matter because he was then the Inspector General Police. And by the time they look at the whole thing, how will this thing go? Shall we go to the beginning and pull out all those affidavits for procurement of passport that this is our son? Or shall we dump it now by two people who were there in the beginning, who are now saying it's not our own, we merely compromise, it's not our own. One of them is still very much alive as I talk to you too. Of course, Akulu is alive. Of course, Pat Smith is alive. Then they now decided, at that point, the need to reach out to Bola Tinubu became very, very necessary. And Bola Tinubu was reached out to. How they discussed it, because I was not there, I couldn't be a witness. But it was like a compromise was reached. The compromise that was reached accelerated the path of the King of Lagos to ascend to the throne with the highest speed that had never been seen in Lagos before. That happened. And if you want to look at it, Atagege, the Abattoir Atagege, was not under the supervision of any other person, but one Abubakar Sadiki, or what is his name, Abubakar somebody. But with time, the benefit of that compromise became what led to snatching the supervision and ownership of that abattoir and giving to a man who is very, very old now in Lagos. He's a Lagosian, and he's a very, very elderly man in Lagos, who now have authority of handling that abattoir for 99 years. It came like a certificate of occupancy. 99 years. Have you ever heard that before? Have you ever seen that before? These were the things that were later to become compensation to those who made the continuum or continuity of Tinubu is our own, the father Tinubu in Lagos. These are the facts that were coming down. Atiku Abubakar, the matter ended with him. He did not refer the matter back to his boss, the president. Because if he had gone to the president, it could have been a different ball game entirely, given the type of person that Obasanjo is. Be an woman and Yoruba, it's not the international community, it's only Yoruba that have a proverb for themselves that Owu tiki dariji, meaning Owu person that will never forgive. Meaning one of the greatest things with which an Owu man or woman can be identified is that they don't forgive. So better not offend them. This must be the betrayal that Atiku Abubakar was referring to. This must be the betrayal. Because he knew everything about that fact of that family name. Or is this, or is not that. He knew everything. But he helped to cover everything. But what he expected Bola Tinubu to do for him, I wouldn't know. Because it's still within my knowledge as we talk here today, that at a time when he suffered great casualty in the PDP, politically speaking, when he was rejected, he ran to Bola Tinubu, and Bola Tinubu gave him his own political party as a platform for him to exercise his franchise. He became the presidential candidate of the Bola Tinubu political party. To me, is that not enough compensation for whatever that would have come and gone? But when he started talking of the betrayal a few days ago, I looked at this man and I said, hey, human being. Shora, human being, Shora. So this is that betrayal. Then we shall now return back to what follows from the so-called revelation. By the time we get to that point, please, I will warn you, like as I said the other day, Bola Tinubu with revelation, or no revelation, with deposition or not, with force or not, with handover, the one handed over to INEC is not our own. Bola Tinubu should, even he has started preparing for his second tenure. Eléyìí, ó ti lọ mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́. Nothing, anybody, any revelation we do that will sway this in Nigeria court when jurisdiction of what we're talking about is in the United States of America. I'm not a lawyer, I keep telling you, so I'm not going to go into that detail. But I shall return back to now talk of what the certificate and go, having revealed to you the betrayal that Atiku mentioned without going into details. The Guru stands out.